Welcome back to my channel, Catskill Mountain Homebody. My name's Amy. It is a very, very beautiful March day in the New York Catskills. So I thought I'd show you outside before we start this video. A lot of the snow is melting. The sun is shining out. So it's a lovely day in March in the New York Catskills. We made it to another weekend. The snow is melting very, very quickly. And it's going to be, after tomorrow, it's going to be a little bit warmer in the Catskills in the 50s. So I anticipate a lot of the spring snow will be gone very soon. So we're very excited for spring here. And as you know from my Easter decoration video, my whole house is decorated for spring and Easter. So I'm ready for it. Today's video is going to be another video on living in the New York Catskill area of upstate New York. I've done a few other videos on living in the Catskills, and I'll post those. I'll post the playlist in this description of this video. Today I thought I would fill in the gaps and mention a few things that I haven't mentioned in past videos. And this is a video to anyone who is interested in maybe moving to the Catskill area of New York State. So today I thought I'd talk about 3 topics. And these are 3 things that I was curious about when I first moved here 17 years ago. So if you're thinking about moving to the New York Catskills, these are some interesting facts about the area that may benefit you. All right, so the 3 topics I'm covering in this video. Number 1 is higher education. Number 2 are specific activities and festivals that are held in the Catskill counties every year. And the 3rd topic is on property taxes. So quite a plethora of various topics I'm covering in today's video about the Catskill area of New York State. All right, before I start, little introduction. If you haven't seen my other videos where I talk about the Catskill area of New York State, first of all, there are 4 counties that make up the Catskill area of New York State. And those 4 counties are Sullivan County, Ulster County, Greene County, and Delaware County. So it actually is quite a large area of New York State in the southern part of the state. So that's a little geography lesson on the Catskill area of New York. All right, so my husband and I moved here about 17 years ago. We're from about 2 hours south of the Catskills. My husband and I both used to vacation up here when we were growing up, so it's not that we're unfamiliar with the Catskills. But coming up for a vacation is different than living here. And, you know, when you move to a new area, it's nice to know what's available, what goes on. You know, important things like property taxes, we had no idea about when we came up here. We kind of came up here blind for my job. My job brought us here. So I don't know anything about the area. We just bought a house in some town that happened to be close to where I was working. And we kind of came to know the area as we lived here. So this is a good video for anyone who's thinking about moving to upstate New York, and in particular the Catskill area. All right, so let's start with my first topic, higher education. All right, so you might be curious about what are the higher education opportunities in the Catskill area of New York. If you're thinking about going back to school and getting a degree, maybe you have children and you want to know what are the educational opportunities for your children, it's nice to know. New York State itself has over 400 colleges and universities. And the State College of New York is called the SUNY system, and SUNY has 64 colleges in the state. That's just a general overview of New York State. Plus, there are, I think, around 145 private colleges in New York State. So that's the whole state. But if you do move to the Catskills, you will be a New York resident, and you will be able to go to those colleges as a New York resident. A little cheaper tuition. All right, so I'm going to start with the 2-year colleges. What 2-year colleges are in the Catskill area of New York? All right, well, there are many 2-year community colleges in the Catskill area of New York. There's SUNY Ulster, SUNY Sullivan, SUNY Columbia Greene. Those 3 are community colleges, all in the Catskills. There's also a school called SUNY Delhi in the Catskills. And SUNY Delhi offers 2-year degrees But they also offer four-year degrees, and they have a couple master's programs in criminal justice and nursing. So there is a SUNY school that you can go and get your bachelor's degree or go on for a master's in those areas. There also is SUNY New Paltz, which is a four-year college in the Catskills. All right, so those are schools within the Catskills. If you wanted to go to a school near the Catskills, there are 100 colleges that are 2 hours driving distance from wherever you are in the Catskills. Major universities are not far from the Catskills. SUNY Albany is not far from the Catskills. If you go across the Hudson River, there are many, many schools right across the Hudson River, private and public schools that offer four-year degrees. If you drive south of the Catskills, there are many, many, many colleges and universities south of the Catskills. So New York State offers many opportunities for higher education. And that's nice to know. But it is nice to know that you don't have to go far for a two-year degree because you have options right here in the Catskills. My next topic is activities and festivals in the New York Catskill area. All right, well, I found literally hundreds of festivals and activities in the Catskills in these 4 counties. I'm not going to go over 100 activities every year. I pulled some highlights, and I'm going to do 2 highlights for each county because that's all I can do in this video. So let's start with Delaware County. Okay, in mid-June in Delaware County, they have a fun festival called the Strawberry and Sangria Festival. Doesn't that sound fun? So at this festival, they have many, many fresh strawberries. They sell strawberry desserts, obviously sangria. They also have a lot of activities for the kids, which you wouldn't think with a Sangria festival that there would be kids' activities. But the festival includes a lot of fun activities for children and a lot of crafts for sale. So if you like sangria, come to the Strawberry and Sangria Festival in Delaware County. All right, the second thing I found that I thought was fun in Delaware County is called the Running of the Bull. And this happens in Dewey Beach in Delaware County. It's called the Running of the Bull. It's been going on for over 25 years. And it's a fundraiser for the local fire department. And they literally have someone dressed up as a bull. And the bull runs down the street. So that happens in June in Delaware County. And that kind of sounds like a fun fundraiser. And if you like running, that might be a fun one to try. Plus they have, obviously, it's a fun festival. All right, so that's the 2 fun things I found in Delaware County. Let's go to Greene County, New York. I had to mention this one. The Rip Van Winkle Wine, Brew, and Beverage Festival. I had to mention that because of Rip Van Winkle, and that was written by Washington Irving. So, in the town of Catskill, New York, they have the Rip Van Winkle Wine, Brew, and Beverage Festival. And that happens every May. They have live music, a lot of good food, and a lot of fun beverages. There'll also be a craft fair there. So that's a fun festival if you want to go to making a trip to Greene County, New York. All right, the second thing I found in Greene County was the Durham Irish Festival. This is also in May. So at the Durham Irish Festival, they have all kinds of performances, food for sale, beverages, and it sounds like a day of celebrating Irish heritage. So I thought that sounded fun. All right, so those are 2. And again, there are hundreds of festivals in these 4 counties. These are just the couple I picked out of all of those lists. All right, let's move to Sullivan County, New York. All right, so in August, in Sullivan County, in the town of Monticello, they have the Bagel Festival. And that's a big festival. It's been going on for several years now, and it gets bigger every year. They close down the main street of Monticello. There are games. They have all kinds of food for sale, of course, bagels for sale. There are booths set up, crafts for sale, a lot of things for the kids to do. And that has been a growing festival in Monticello, New York for the past several years. So come to the Bagel Festival. All right, the second thing I picked for Sullivan County is something that happens at the Bethel Woods Center for the Arts. If you watched my video on the history of the Catskill area, I talked about Bethel Woods. Bethel Woods is the site of the 1969 original Woodstock Festival. That was a 3-day festival in 1969 in the summer where all those iconic performances happened, especially Jimi Hendrix playing the Star-Spangled Banner. Santana performed, Janis Joplin, the Grateful Dead, and it has become this historic moment in recent American history. So at the site of that festival is a museum and an outdoor concert venue, and it's been around for over a decade now. They have lots of festivals there through the year, but I picked an interesting one. I picked one that they have in October, and I love the name of this festival. It's called Peace, Love, and Pumpkins. Don't you love that name? So yes, you can go to Bethel Woods. It's in Bethel, New York, and it's a fall festival. They have craft shows, they have activities for the kids, obviously pumpkins for sale, a lot of fall activities. And as I've mentioned in earlier videos, the fall in the Catskills is beautiful. The weather's perfect, the scenery is gorgeous, and Bethel Woods is a beautiful, beautiful venue. So that's a great place to go for a fall festival. So that's Sullivan County, New York. And last but not least, Ulster County, New York. All right, I found a couple cool things in Ulster County, New York. All right, the first thing I found in Ulster County happens in August. I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this right, but it's the Caribbean. I think it's Carnivale. Might be Carnival. Honestly, I don't know. Caribbean, I'm going to say Carnivale because it sounds more fun. So at this Caribbean festival, it's in Lake Catrini. They have Caribbean food, music, cultural events. Sounds like a really fun time. It's the Caribbean, I guess Carnival or Carnivale. In Lake Catrine? I don't know how to pronounce it. So that's in August. In September, there's the Hudson Valley Garlic Festival. This is in Saugerties, New York. The Garlic Festival has been featured on several television networks, including the Food Network. So you can go and get all kinds of goods made of garlic. They have activities for the kids, crafts, entertainment. So that's been a growing festival in Ulster County. All right, so that's all I picked. Picked 2 festivals per county because I could go on and on about festivals. But, you know, when you move to a new area or you come to visit a new area, it's nice to know what's happening in the county you're living in. A lot of those events that I just mentioned are annual. They happen every year. Moving on to our third topic, property taxes. What a fun topic to end this video with. All right, so I did a little research. And I looked up the median property tax per county in New York State. So I'm going to give you the median property taxes in the 4 Catskill counties. And then I'm going to tell you the county that has the highest property taxes in New York State. All right, but let's start with the Catskills. Delaware County, median property tax is $2,055. That's Delaware County. Ulster County, median property tax is $4,208. Sullivan County, median property tax is $3,645. Greene County, median property tax is $2,584. So of the 4 Catskill counties, the county with the cheapest property taxes is Delaware County. Delaware County wins the lowest property tax contest. All right, so you might be wondering, what county has the highest property tax? And I'm going to surprise you because it's not New York City. It's none of the counties in New York City. The county in New York State with the highest property tax goes to Westchester County, New York, where the median property tax is $9,003. That's the median in Westchester. And the counties that are higher under Westchester are in Long Island. So, yeah, you wouldn't think, I would have assumed New York City would have the highest property taxes, but no, it's Westchester County. So the Catskills, doesn't have the highest property taxes in the state. Now, let's talk about the watershed really quickly. New York City gets its drinking water from upstate New York, much of which comes from the Catskill area of New York. We have a reservoir system that feeds water into New York City. So if you live in the watershed, which we did when we lived in our last house, we were in the watershed, you do get a tax break. So there are tax breaks for homeowners who own houses within the watershed. Now, as I mentioned in earlier videos, there's a trade-off. In return for lower taxes, and the city also will help to cover any sewage expenses you have. If you're having a problem with your sewage system, they will help give you money to fix your sewage system because they don't want the sewage from your septic to leak and contaminate the drinking water. So that's a benefit of living in the watershed. The trade-off is that there are rules about your property regarding dumping. You have to keep your property clean because they don't want anything to contaminate the watershed. So we lived in the watershed for many years, and we benefited from the tax break. So even though we live in New York, we did not pay high property taxes because we lived in the New York City watershed area. So that's a little benefit if you live in the watershed. So there you have some more information about living in the New York Catskills, a little bit about annual festivals, a little bit about higher education opportunities, and a little bit about property taxes. What a random video I made. Well, I hope you enjoy it. And if you are considering moving to the Catskills, you're not alone. Many, many people moved to the Catskill area of New York during the pandemic. These counties are continuing to be reshaped by the pandemic. But it really is a beautiful place in the country to live. As I mentioned in earlier videos, I love living in the New York Catskills. There are many, many things that I enjoy about it personally, including low crime rate, the low price of land, the autumn season, can't beat the autumn season, and the sense of community that you get here. So those are some reasons that I love living here. So I'm not leaving. We're here for the long haul. Well, I hope this video was helpful to you. Thank you for joining me today. Consider subscribing if you want to see more videos on the Catskill area of New York, or if you like cooking, baking, decorating in farmhouse style, because those are the types of videos that I make on this channel. All right. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you're enjoying your weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.